Okay, friends, welcome back to the Abel Speaks podcast. We are going to kind of hit resume and jump back into what is an ongoing conversation with Dr. Kevin McGee. And so if you missed the kickoff to that, you can jump back and catch that episode and then catch up to where we will pick up now. But want to continue to keep these episodes kind of more short and targeted, taking it one question and one thought at a time. And so excited for you to continue to be equipped and encouraged by Dr. McGee now. Any just final sentiments, whether for the medical community, if there's any providers that somehow find that they're listening to this, and what would you kind of leave them with based on your experience with families like ours?
Well, I think the most important thing from a physician's standpoint is to, as we're trained to do, give the information. And I know everyone tries to do it as compassionately and tenderly as we can. Mm-hmm. You know, my Sunday school describes me, I may have told you, as the brick wall. And I was a little bit set back by that. I thought, why a brick wall? You know, what? And they said, well, here, this young couple, meet in high school, marry in college, all walking through life, marry, have a baby, and meet you. Mm-hmm. Life can be abrupt. Mm-hmm. And I think realizing that, as you've heard, and if you've experienced, there can be that abrupt moment. Mm-hmm. And there's purpose in that to some degree, to bring home the reality of the diagnosis. We have to do that. Yeah. But I would encourage the physicians to remember autonomy as the driver. Each mom and dad can make decisions that may make us really uncomfortable. The stories I could tell about decisions that were uncomfortable for me, not you all, but because we seem to fit so well. But when that decision's uncomfortable, set back, let autonomy flow. There may be something deeper they're working through. And it may not be physical. It may not be the child. There may be something between the couple. There may be something spiritually working. Mm-hmm. Just let them flow. And maybe what I've learned is not to be the used car salesman sitting there kicking the tires, but step out of the room. Let them process.
That's good.
It's good.
That's good.
I feel like I'm definitely not to the depth I'm sure that you have, but there's decisions that with families that we are walking with, it's like, oh, okay, I would do that differently, right? Or wow, that's the direction you're going, and it has, I think for us too, we've been like, what we say a lot is, hey, we take a non-biased approach, and we just want to do our best to equip families, help them know how to find the resources that they need and the education that they need, and help them know how to ask the right questions to advocate for themselves and for their baby, and then trust that the Lord entrusted that baby to them. And if not all of our families are believers that we serve, but the ones that are, it's like, hey, we're praying and trusting that they're praying for wisdom from the Lord, and that, what he might be guiding them to do would be different than what he might have guided us to do with Abel. And so trying to rest in that, but it is a challenge of that is different than I would have anticipated, or, a different direction than we would have gone. But
those are two of the first things that come out of our mouths. One is the big, very clear disclaimer that we are not medical providers. Mm-hmm. So don't view us or take anything we say as medical advice. And then pairing that with, and our philosophy is such that we want people to have informed consent, know your options, know what's on each side of the spectrum and everything in between to the best of our abilities, know the questions that you could be asking of yourselves or of your medical team. And so I think that to not do, as you said, used car salesman, or let me lead the witness here, and let me try and help you get towards the conclusion that I feel like is best, as opposed to telling you the information and then giving you the space to have that autonomy, as you said.